Hey everybody, today I'm here on behalf of the, shiny new rules, on behalf of our OBO rules for the clearinghouse network that are new from the clearinghouse. Let's break this down faster than your morning latte. How about that? Okay, it may not be faster than that. I don't know how fast you drink your coffee. First thing that we're going to have to say is, what exactly is an OBO payment? Well, an OBO payment, or an on behalf of payment, think of this. Think of OBO payments like ordering a pizza for your friend. You make the call, you order, and you pay for the pizza. That's you. You're the sender. But your buddy, your friend, they're the payer because they're the one who's actually ultimately going to pay for it, and they give you the money to pay for it. That's kind of how an OBO, or an on behalf of payment, is taking place. But it's going to be taking place in the RTP network. Now we're going to have some definitions. In fact, there's a new character in this, and that's the initiating customer. So imagine your neighbor, like I said, asks you to text that pizza order because they don't have an account that sends RTP payments to pay for the pizza. Again, same situation, right? Well, you are the initiating customer because you're passing along the instructions, but you're not the ultimate person paying for it. Got it? So you're initiating it even though somebody else is actually paying for it. Now I got to tell you, as with everything that we do in payments, transparency is always important. It's critical. No cryptic message, no hiding of information. You've got to clearly show who's really footing the bill. In other words, the identification who is the real payer, who they are, and you have to clearly show that it is an OBO payment. You got to identify it as an OBO payment. No hiding that. You got to show who's making the ordering to, who's the initiating customer. We got to have ultimate creditor. We have to have ultimate debtor in there too. All of that is going to be important because at the end of the day, we got to show who's getting the pizza, right? And who's getting the money, the payee actually getting the money. Oh, and you can't use emails. You can't use social media handles. No secret codes. They're not allowed. Legal names only. We got to keep this professional, folks. It's important to make sure that we're following the rules and providing all this information. Well, I got to tell you too, integrity is important. Well, integrity is important in life, but integrity matters in payments too. There's no altering or hiding of any of the payment details. You should never have that in any payment, but it's a big no-no when we have our OBO payments. Another thing that could potentially happen we got to be aware of is our nested OBO payments. No nested OBO payments. Not happening. It's not allowed. In other words, it's a payment within a payment within a payment. Think of it like, Russian dolls. You ever seen those dolls? Payments inside of payments inside of payments is not allowed. It's not. We need to know who's actually making the money and who's actually sending the money and where the money is actually going. So one level only on behalf of payments. No going deeper than that. And I want to make sure that you guys, you're following your due diligence too. So, especially for the sending financial institutions, the sending participants, you got to make sure you're doing your homework, you're doing your due diligence. Both sides need to do it, don't get me wrong. But risk-based due diligence needs to be completed on anyone sending OBO payments. It is a must. That means you must do it. It's required. No guessing allowed. And trust me, your compliance officer will thank you later for doing what you're supposed to do. Trust me, they will. Well, what about what needs to actually be reported in fraud reporting? Fraud reporting is mandatory within the RTP network. If you detect that there's fraud, you got to report it. So yeah, it's mandatory, even with an OBO payment. If there's a problem, sound the alarm immediately. The sooner we see a problem and we make other people aware about it, the faster we can actually do something about it. Now, we will be seeing some changes in the rules too. So heads up, when it comes to those PSP rules, they're getting some changes because of the OBO rules that are coming into effect, which will apply to our PSPs. They're going to basically sunset or change some of those come April 2026. They're being adjusted, really, is the way to look at it for the new OBO payments. So make sure that you are making those adjustments either in June of 25 or definitely by April of 2026. These OBO payments, I'm telling you guys, mark your calendars for all of this. The original compliance kicks in on June 16th, 2025. That's for anybody who joins after that. That's not a certified payment service provider. And by April 2026, everybody's got to be in compliance with it. And in payments, clarity is king, transparency rules, and compliance, well, we all got to do that. On behalf of these new RTP payments and rules updates, they're there for a reason. They're helping the network to grow, but you need to stay sharp, stay compliant, and until next time, class dismissed.